You are not entitled to an audience. Coming in with some hard truths today because it needs to be said. I have worked in some form of marketing or media for nearly 10 years now. I have personally been on social media or blogging for that same length of time. And today I get the pleasure of working with small business owners. And one thing I see showing up all the time in so many different forms is entitlement. And this is such a natural human emotion, but it is really important to be able to spot and to be able to work with. So the really hard truth to learn is that you are not entitled to an audience. You are not entitled to people's time or attention or trust. Those are all things that you have to earn, and that is what marketing is. Marketing is not being on social media. Marketing is that really hard work. It is the emotional labor of earning people's time and attention and trust, and that does not happen overnight. And what I see happening, especially at the beginning of a project or a business, is you launch something, you get it out in the world, you share it, it's on social media, it's a website, and then it feels like it's crickets. It feels like nobody cares, nobody's commenting, nobody's liking, nobody's emailing you. And that is such a vulnerable spot to be in, because even though to the outside world, this is a brand new thing, for you, you have likely been working and dreaming and thinking on this thing for years. You have already put so much time and energy and money into this thing. It's probably been like a huge emotional outpouring for you. So this is such a charged thing, and it makes it really vulnerable to do all of that and then feel like it's not working. But if that's what's happened to you, you're not doing anything wrong. People might have led you to believe that, if you build it, they will come right away. And I'm actually not against the if you build it, they will come philosophy. I just think we need to extend our timeline on that. They might come months or years later. It might take some time, but the urgency culture that we live in, so much of the marketing advice I see leads people to believe that this sort of thing will just happen right away. And I don't see that to be the case unless the person launching or building or doing or creating the thing already has an audience or a following. So this is the really hard part, but also if you can learn to look at it this way, it's also the really fun part and the really rewarding part of building an audience, because that's such an incredible responsibility to be able to build with and for certain people in mind and to make things better for them and make the world a better place. But it just takes time. It takes time. You have to continuously show up. You have to experiment. There is no shortcut to this. You have to put in the work, and it is hard and it is uncertain, and there are not any guaranteed roadmaps you can follow. You have to create your own. So such an important thing in marketing and in business is being able to lengthen your time frame, like widen your lens on things, and build in staying power. That is huge if you have that. That's such a big part of building a sustainable business or career, is that you can be in it for the long game. Not everything has to work in like 2 weeks or a month. Like, you are in this and you are willing to experiment and take the time that it takes to build an audience or build trust. And two huge things for that is being able to cultivate humility, because this is going to humble you, because you are going to not get the response that you want. You're not going to get responses at all, or things that are going to fail. So having the humility to continuously show up and keep trying and not take it so personally, know that you are not your work. And then also to be really curious and treat it like a series of experiments and be willing to try things and see what works and what doesn't. If you can develop more of a curious, playful approach around it, that is so much more valuable than seeking out some roadmap that promises like X in 30 days. As you know, a skill as a creative and as a creative in business, if you can take that curiosity that you probably apply to the way that you approach your work, if you can bring that into your business and into your marketing, that will be so powerful for you. And two, entitlement, it just shows up in so many ways. But two things that I would flag are if you're feeling bitter and resentful, like bitter that like things aren't working, nobody cares, somebody told me this was supposed to work and it's not, or if you're feeling resentful of your audience or resentful of any like platform you're on or the way that you're engaging with it, those are really big red flags. And to me, that signals a great opportunity to take a moment to really reevaluate your strategy and, to take a step back from all the tactical things like social media and look at your strategy and get clear on who it's for and what it's for and the change that you are trying to make and what you're measuring, like how you're telling yourself that things are working or not, and what the signals and markers are you are looking at in your marketing or in your business to know if things are going the right direction, because you really want to have those lined up well. Otherwise, you're going to default to other people's metrics, other people's strategies, other people's definitions of success. And that definitely can lead to bitterness and resentment. And whatever you can do to try to widen your own lens and lengthen your own timeline and let yourself be in this for the long game, because it really does take time and you're not doing it wrong if it's not suddenly happening overnight for you. Building an audience, building trust, it takes time. You have to earn it. That's what marketing is. And it's actually such an incredible opportunity and responsibility and a lot of fun if you can learn to look at it a little bit differently.